Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and here we are with another weekly haul. Today we have made an executive decision to pop into a Tesco's, and a big Tesco's it is. We live in a rural area, so we have Tesco's and Asda's and supermarkets basically nearby. They're fairly large for the area we live in, however, they really lack the variety of the products. And you know, many of you guys mentioned before that you can buy like sugar in the big bags and this and some other stuff, and I just couldn't get this in a local Tesco's. Of course I could order stuff online, however at the same time the online place and the Tesco's that dispatch stuff is also fairly small Tesco's, so unfortunately I wouldn't be lucky enough to get what I wanted to get even if I did this online. So we made a choice to basically drive to a big Tesco's, and I have my little day out, you know, in the shop. It's really sad, I know, and it felt like I was going to a museum. I was going around the shelves, and I kid you not, guys, I'm like, look at that, look at that, look at that. I said, damn, wait. And I'm standing there, and you know when you have an options of like a pesto, we have pesto red, pesto green, and you go there and it's like an aisle of pesto, and they even do pesto from truffles, not trifles, sorry. And it was like £2.20. I didn't buy it because I have a bad experience with truffles, but nonetheless, it was all this stuff everywhere, and they have like foreign sections as well, which we don't get in our Tesco. So I'm like, I was well impressed, but I'm probably not so impressed with my haul today. However, anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna tell you what we have and how much it was. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the fusilli pasta. It's £4 for 3 kilos, the same as an Asda at the moment. Again, we are expecting the price increases for this year for that probably very soon. However, I just picked up one of those. I've got some spare new containers, so I'm going to share this with you in a different video. Rice, it's still 48 pence. I have picked up a few of them, as you can see here. Again, any other alternative rice at the moment, we are looking at over £1 a kilo. 48 pence a kilo is still very, very good. And again, I'm adamant it's not going to last. I picked up a couple of those. You see, there's only one on display because one is already warming me through because it's a bit chilly outside. Again, I'm buying those ciders. They're £6.80, which is kind of a lot, but it's a 2-litre bottle, and I'm using them for rice. So again, something I'll share with you on a different video. I picked up some of the condiments. I've got 2 horseradish sauces and a tartar sauces, 50p for the horseradish and 48p for the tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is really easy to be, you can easily make it yourself, so I think next time I will probably concentrate on horseradish because I don't grow horseradish and it's something that I kind of make myself. Yeah, this is straightforward, it's easy to make, but it's still like nice to have some of this in a pantry anyway. You know what I keep mentioning to you guys in my resolution, I kind of want to sort of diversify a little bit with my options, and it's really hard when you're stuck in your old ways, and we do eat a varied diet, but it's just a habit when you sort of buy stuff for stocking up. You kind of buy cheap and hearty things rather than sort of thinking outside the box. But I'm making it's my resolution, my plan for this year is to just buy stuff that's slightly different. I buy Marmite. I used to love Inner Toast when I was pregnant, and I use Marmite to add on sort of beefy flavour to like spaghetti bolognese or any meat dishes. For any of you guys that don't know in America whether you have this, but it's basically the yeast extract, it's a beef extract. So they also have the Vegemite, which is kind of the same sort of thing, or similar thing anyway. That was £2.20 for 220 grams. I haven't tried it, and I'm really sad, but I'm going to give it a go because if it's that much cheaper and it tastes very similar, then I'll probably end up stocking up on this rather than the Marmite, which is now a stupid price. I keep this one to the last. I've got some Creamfields semi-skimmed milk, which is the long life milk. Ridiculous price of the milk that comes in the same price as the same as the Lidl cartons, the ones with the little pouring thing. £1.45 in Tesco's. £1.45. This is absolutely joke. We looked at this and we're like a little bit shocked, as I'm not paying £1.45 for that, because at that price you might as well start buying fresh milk again. But anyway, they still have those at 75p. We haven't bought them like this because we don't like the thing is that you don't have the spout. However, we thought of come to a conclusion that one wanted to purchase one of those bottles. I had one, but a smaller one, so we can transfer the milk into there, so it's easier to pour, and it's a little bit tidier. The little glass container was like £3, and then we're like, we could buy some milk from Lidl instead, but it's something, it's probably come handy anyway. And if the Lidl milk gonna go stupid price and we can still buy cheap ones like this, then we're going to be using this to pour it in to distribute this from the fridge. Okay, so from the foreign section, we've got minced garlic. And I know you can buy the garlic in this squirty, squeezy tube thing, but that's not the same thing. This one here, I was really impressed, right? It was £1.15, 15 pence. And the date on it is 10.25. That's October 25. So, in addition to my garlic that I have a powder and the granules and the chunks, the flakes, whatever it is, I also have this, and I'm really happy with that. It's just a long date, and for the price, for that jar, it's not bad at all. So I'm really impressed. Okay, I've got some pasta still. I still bought some 28p spaghetti. I've bought 3 kilos. They're 500 grams each. 28 pence is still a steal. And I know, I'm sorry for you guys in America who can mention that this is like stupidly cheap price. It is stupidly cheap at the moment, but I'm sure it's not going to last. Next thing I've bought is some little shells pasta. Again, as soon as you start to diversify from your penne or fusilli or the spaghetti type thing, things are becoming to be like expensive. So this was a kilo and this was £1.75. But again, it's just nice to have something different if you end up eating a pasta all the time. It's just nice to be able to have an option and just have something slightly different. So it's not something I think I'll be buying a lot of, again, because purely if you compare the prices per kilogram of the basic pastas, but I will be buying some now and then just to put away. The sardines, they were well stocked with the sardines, and they were 50p. I've bought them in sunflower oil because, again, it's like two benefits in one, because you have some, fish is oily anyway, plus you have some sunflower oil, so you can also kind of, if you're desperate, drain it, use it somewhere else in some other rice dishes or something, I don't know, but I prefer that with oil. Okay, right, then we're moving on to, yes, chicken and white sauce. I know you probably say, yeah, of course, everybody's got it. Yeah, not in our local Tesco's. £1.85, okay, I haven't tried it obviously, but it looks like it should be nice. It's got quite high meat content for a tin thing. It's got 41 chicken plus obviously other bits and pieces in there. So £1.85 for a tin, I think that's pretty good. I've got a couple. I got to try that first just to make sure it's not particularly rancid or repulsive. And if I like this, then I'll have to pay a trip again and then I'll buy a few more. But 2 of them will do me just for now. Okay, I bought the light coconut milk. This was, it's got September 24 as a best before date. We know it's different, but different to use by date. We know it can last past, but nonetheless, that was £1. And I know you probably can buy some of the coconut milks cheaper somewhere else sometimes, but it's a light one, and I think that might be a good option. I like to use coconut milk, but sometimes it's quite heavy, and for some recipes I prefer something lighter. I never bought the light one before, but again, I'm going to give that a go, and if it's good for £1, I think I might be able to buy a few. Right, rice pudding. Okay, from childhood, I feel that I hate it, but I haven't had it for what just came off my finger? I haven't had it for absolute years. So 25p, even for the sake of rice and I assume it's a bit like creamy liquid in there, that seemed to be very, very cheap. 25 pence. So I'm like, okay, let's buy a couple, let's give it a go. Because in all fairness, guys, it's got 162 calories for half a can. So there's a lot of calories in one can. So for 25 pence, it's a bit like beans, I think. Not they taste like beans, but in terms of what you get volume and calories per tin. And for that sort of price, I'm gonna feed this to my husband, and if he likes it, then I'll buy some more. Okay. My next thing, again, couldn't buy this in my local Tesco's. Not like this, not this Stockwell one. £1.85. I've bought 7 cans. And again, it's got 65% beef content, which sounds really good for the tin. So yeah, we've got 7. So I'm going to give one of these a go. I keep putting away the different brands I haven't tried, and I might do some sort of comparison. Maybe do this on a video, I don't know. So I've got minced beef and onion, £1.85. I've got couple. I've got some chocolate. That's again 89p for a lookalike of a Mars bar. I've got some Freddo for our little baby for £1, and Cadbury's chocolate eggs, 60p each. That's ridiculous, but anyway, somebody wanted some, so we have to get some. Okay guys, and I'm bringing around too the medicines. I bought some cold and flu. They only had 4 on the shelf, and that's massive Tesco's, and there's no other cold and flu. 4 of them. I've bought 2, £1.75 for 16 tablets, and I bought some Benelin Chesty cough. They were on deal at £4 each. and I've bought the whole soothers at 75 pence. And what I've noticed, you know, I keep telling you, not keep telling you, but you know, if you're in the UK, they're only allowed to buy 2 of the medical like tablets items at the time. Well, if you do self-scan, I was rather surprised. We're able to buy 2 of them and 2 of them without any issues, so something to bear in mind. So next time I'll try to push the boat further and see if I can buy maybe 4 of the tablets if I can, and see what happens. And another thing I was going to mention, I left it to the last. We're partial to a bit of a beverage, as you probably know already. They did the Jack Daniel's limited edition. We bought this one before. It's super tasty. It was £20, reduced from 28. The reason I'm bringing it up, I wanted to just ask for my audience in America if you guys get those, because in here in UK, that's for my personal knowledge, just to understand. They've been bringing out Jack Daniel's. They did like a volume 1, 2, 3, and up to 7. So every, I don't know, few months or years, they've been bringing up the limited edition. So we've been kind of buying them. But I just wanted to know if you guys have that in America, or you just get your basic JDs or something. I don't know. I just wanted to know for my own knowledge, really. Anyway, so here we are, and that's it, guys. Really, this is what was this week's little haul. Not too much pushing the boat out, but trying something different anyway. So anyway, well, hopefully you guys found it helpful, and don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next prepping video. Bye bye.